the invisible princess.
My dear.
Father? Father! Oh! Once upon a time, in the kingdom of Aloria, there lived a princess named Aline. Do I look all right?
You're beautiful.
These were her parents, but...
If we had a daughter, she'd take after you.
You do have a daughter. Please, look at me. I'm right here. Aline was a princess who had been forgotten, but to understand why, we must go back in time. Aline had grown up in the shadows of her parents, who were lively, cheerful, and outgoing.
Your Highness, loved the new decree you put up.
Your Highness, the way you handled those greedy tax collectors. Amazing! And here's our daughter.
Oh, hello, Ella.
That's not...
It's Eline, not Ella. Oh, of course. My apologies.
You haven't wished her. After all, it's her birthday. Isn't that right, my sweet Aline? Oh, right! How could we forget? Happy birthday!
Well, Your Majesty, about that decree.
Though her crown sparkled and her gown shimmered, she often felt unseen, retreating from the world around her.
Your Highness.
A figure emerged from the darkness. It was Malachar, a cunning sorcerer who had sensed her weakness. Who are you?
Forgive me, Princess. I noticed you seem troubled.
My troubles are inconsequential.
I disagree. A princess should never feel invisible.
What do you mean?
No one truly sees you, do they? All your efforts and dreams swept aside, unnoticed.
His words echoed her deepest fears. It's like I'm invisible. No one sees me. Maybe if I was actually invisible, they'd worry about me.
Shall we test that theory?
Before she could respond, Malachar waved his hand, and a dark mist swirled around her. What are you doing?
I'm giving you what you asked for, to be unseen.
Horrified, she ran back inside. Father! Mother! You won't believe... What's happened? She grabbed at them, but her hands flew right through.
Darling, why did we hold this ball?
Was it an anniversary? What do you mean? It's my birthday. Mother! Father!
You see, everyone's already forgotten you.
You made this happen.
Me? You were already invisible long before my spell. I simply helped you realize it.
Malachar vanished, leaving the invisible princess feeling utterly alone. The days went by. No matter how loud she screamed, how many tears she shed, no one noticed her. Aline doubted her own strength. She couldn't muster up the courage and break the enchantment. I'm sure no one wants to see me. How strong can a spell be that I'm easily forgotten? I know. Her, Anara. You remember me? Eek! Wait, you can see me? And hear you? Wait, you can see me? Aline, I've seen everything from cranky trolls to enchanted chickens. You're not that hard to spot, even if you are invisible. Anara was the most notable sorceress of the era, and she resided in Aloria. But strangely, everyone had forgotten her. This is all Malachar's fault. You know him? Oh, we go way back. I tried to stop his evil plans, but he turned me invisible and made everyone forget me. I lost most of my powers too, except... Anara brought out a shard that shone with ancient magic. This is a piece of the shadow mirror, a relic of immense power. It absorbs all that is negative and dark, reflecting only our worst fears through us. Shadow mirror? It lies in the forest of whispers. Take this shard. With it, you can find your way to the mirror and free us. Me? Why can't you? Malakar's spell confined me to the statue. I've infused it with the last of my magic. Oh. Anara! What's wrong? The more magic I give you, the faster I fade. No! What if I fail? What if no one ever sees me again? Then they'll never see you for what you are truly capable of, Aline. But if you try, they just might see a princess who's more than her crown. Anar's trust in her brought about a certain bravery in Aline, and so she set out on her way. Aline traveled unnoticed by anyone and soon entered the Forest of Whispers, a place known for its ancient magic and strange enchantments. It's just a forest, just a bunch of trees, enchanted, whispering, creepy trees. As she moved deeper into the forest, faint giggles and whispers echoed around her.
Oh, look! An invisible one! Finally, some fun!
Fairies! Maybe they could help me? I wonder if they can see me.
See you? Yes!
Oh!
Help you? Where's the fun in that?
Huh? The fairies swarmed around her, buzzing furiously and tugging at her hair and clothes. Hey, I'm just trying to pass through.
Pass through, she says. The deeper you go, the trickier it gets. She's not going to make it, is she?
Aline ran as fast as she could, escaping their mischievous rampage. Oh, I thought fairies were nice. These ones were horrid.
Hard enough to tie you up and spin you to the moon, dearie.
Aline found herself in the middle of a ring of witches. She grew afraid.
It's her. She's the one he's after. You shouldn't be here. Why? He can't find her here.
But he will. Confusion replaced Aline's fear as she realized these witches weren't going to harm her. Who's he? Hold on. You can see me?
A spell can't hide a courageous heart, especially from those who know where to look.
Aline blushed at this praise.
And he is Malakar. He knows you're coming. He's not going to make this easy.
What does that mean?
You'll see soon enough. He's already begun trap solutions, enchantments. He'll make you doubt yourself. You'll wander in circles unless you're careful. But not all is lost. You still have Anara's magic.
You know about Anara?
Use it wisely, dear. It may be your only way out when things get confusing.
Aline was now wary. She thanked the witches for their warning and ventured on. As she walked, the trees seemed to shift, and she felt like she was being watched. I've been here before. No matter how far she walked, she always ended up in the same clearing. I'm going in circles.
Poor little lost princess.
Malakar!
You think you can find the shadow mirror?
Aline stumbled around, and the paths led her nowhere. I can do this.
You can barely find your way through a simple forest. You can barely find your way through people's hearts.
Desperate, She closed her eyes and focused all her energy on the last of Anara's magic. Anara, please, help me. The shard shimmered brightly and shone a beam through the dark magical forest. The magic guided her as the enchantments broke away. The forest parted before her, revealing a hidden lake with a dark, shadowy glow at its center, the Mirror of Shadows. I found it! The little shard shattered as Anara's magic was entirely exhausted. Anara! She looked towards the mirror and crossed the dark and murky lake cautiously. Malachar appeared and laughed.
So, the invisible little princess thinks she can outsmart me.
With a wave of his hand, illusions flickered to life around her. Illusions of her family and her friends, their faces turned away, cold and indifferent.
Look at them. They never cared about you. You were always just the forgotten one.
No, that's not true.
Do you really think they believe in you? You're not strong enough to break this curse.
I am strong enough.
Prove it. The mirror will only show you the truth, that you'll always be invisible.
Aline closed her eyes and tried hard to remember. The shard's light, the way Anara believed in her, the way the witches had helped her, and... My sweet Aline.
Aline!
A princess who was more than her crown. I am not alone. I was never unseen. They do care, and I care about them. Brimming with courage, she opened her eyes, a spark of defiance in them. She fought her way to the mirror and grabbed it, much to Malachar's shock. Now I just have to break it somehow.
Break it! Someone pitiful like you!
Oh!
For years, I've turned so many invisible. With each forgotten person, I grew more powerful.
Ooh!
I won't let some silly nobody princess get in my way.
Malachar unleashed a torrent of dark energy toward her. But Aileen swiftly raised the mirror.
No. Huh?
The mirror absorbed his powers, but it couldn't contain the overwhelming darkness. What's happening? Ah!
No.
It's over. Huh? Shimmering figures appeared before her. Who? Oh, I know you. And you. But...
We're victims of the evil sorcerer's spell, but you have freed us, princess.
we can now go home to our own kingdoms. Thank you. Malachar's terrible spell had been undone. Aline traveled home along with the others. Princess, Aline, you did it. You faced your fears and won. I did, didn't I? You freed everyone. I knew you had it in you.
Aline!
Oh, Aline! Her mother and father rushed toward her, arms outstretched. We thought we lost you forever.
How could we have forgotten our dear daughter?
I was so scared. I didn't know if anyone would miss me. Oh, Aline, remember my sweet. You were always loved. I know that now. In the end, the greatest power wasn't in the Mirror of Shadows or magic. It was the courage Aline found within. The darkness couldn't hold her, for she had discovered her light. She returned to her kingdom, not as the invisible princess, but as the hero who embraced her truth and became visible once more.